Hey, this is Henry. I am a doctor in regional Australia. This year I'm giving 50% of everything I earn to supporting causes around the world that I think are making the world a better place. I've been really lucky in my life, and a lot of the people around the world haven't been as lucky as me, and I think it's fair to give back in whatever way I can. This is the website I've made for this project, and this is the pyramid scheme. This is how I'm donating. I'm giving money to great charities, and I'm giving even more money to really, really great charities. And that's the way I'm doing it, and that's the plan. I'm coming at you live from the lands of the Yorta Yorta people. This always was and always will be Aboriginal land. So this particular fortnight, I've given to 3 different organisations around the world I think are doing really good work. There's Innovations for Poverty Action, there's the Dhadjowa Foundation, and there's Red Dust. So let's talk about Innovations for Poverty Action. I gave to this one a few weeks ago actually. I really like it. They're a research organisation. It was founded by a development economist, Dean Carlin. What Innovations for Poverty Action does, they run projects all over the world. They run trials of global development projects, ideas, programs that they think might improve people's lives. Because sometimes things that you think will improve people's lives don't, and sometimes things that you don't really do. And so they run projects all around the world, and they've run about 550 different projects aiming to improve people's lives, and you can search through them, and they're currently running about 280 projects, trials currently. And so some of these projects do really great things for people, and that's good in itself, but that's not IPA's main goal. Their main goal is to develop this evidence for what actually helps people in different regions of the world. And then what they do is they use that evidence, they give it to the governments of the countries all around the world and say, look, here's the evidence that shows what actually helps people and what policies you can put in place to really help people, because so many of the problems in the world can't be solved by non-government organisations that people like me just throw money at from Australia. So many of the problems in the world require systemic change, and change at a government level, a policy level. And donating to an organisation like Innovations for Poverty Action is one of the few ways I feel that I can kind of encourage that process along. Innovations for Poverty Action runs on about $40 million a year, which is a lot. But it's kind of not a lot if you think about how much money we spend on so many other things. They spend about 1% of that on fundraising, which is not a lot at all, as far as I'm concerned. They have, this part of the website's really cool, where they have all these cases of where they've actually, they've got examples of where policy has been generated in various countries around the world based on evidence that Innovations for Poverty Action has produced. I think it's a really cool program. It makes sense, it's evidence-based, and it's tackling the world's problems at their core, which is the need for systemic change, government change, policy change. So I'm very happy to give them another $1,800. And then I want to talk about this other organisation, the Dhadjowa Foundation. So this is quite a new organisation that someone alerted me to. It looks like it's been founded this year, and it's been founded by families of Indigenous people who have died either in custody in Australia or in interactions with the police. And this is a massive issue in Australia. And so the Dhadjowa Foundation is aiming to raise awareness of Indigenous deaths in custody, and they're also aiming to support the families that are left behind when an Indigenous person dies in custody or in interaction with the police. And the Dhadjowa Foundation, it has the backing of the Australian Communities Foundation, which is this big philanthropic advisory group in Australia. And they have this really great page explaining the Dhadjowa Foundation and what they're going to be doing. And it has these really really solid project outcomes, just like a really solid plan for what they're actually going to do, which I really like to see. And they've also got a breakdown of what the financing is going to look like, which is reassuring. And a lot of the money is going to be going to supporting families and giving a voice to families of Indigenous people who have died in custody or in an interaction with the police. So it's a really cool organisation. I'm super happy to support them, and I'm really keen to see what sort of stuff they do. And then the final organisation I've given to this fortnight is Red Dust. And Red Dust runs mainly in the Northern Territory. This is an organisation all about health promotion. And it mainly works with kids, it seems, in the classroom, but with adults as well. And they just spread basic healthy ideas, healthy living, exercise, healthy diets, staying away from drugs and alcohol, building healthy relationships as well. They run mentor programs for the younger people. It seems like they do some really cool stuff. It's all about preventative health. Preventing people from getting sick is always better than trying to treat them when they are sick. So they seem to run some really cool programs. I have a couple of concerns about Red Dust, and one is that its founder is not Indigenous, which is, not ideal. And a lot of the people that seem to run the organisation aren't Indigenous either. And also the founder was a Baptist pastor, which makes me just slightly uncomfortable because Indigenous people in Australia have had they've had some pretty horrible things done to them by missionaries in the past. And none of that means that they can't be doing good work. Red Dust can't be doing good work, and they seem to be doing great work, which is why I'm donating $102 to them this fortnight. And if you look at their finances, Red Dust, it's pretty reassuring as well. They only run on about $1.2 million, which doesn't seem like a lot of money, really. And they spend, $2,000, $3,000 of that on marketing, which I love because I'm not a big fan of fundraising. So look, that's who I've given to this fortnight. I'd love to hear comments from you all, telling me what you think I've done right, what you think I've done wrong. I don't want to name names, but there are a few people out there who have are yet to send me a message, are yet to write a comment saying what they think of what I'm doing right, what I'm doing wrong. I don't want to have to start naming names, so drop those comments ASAP. Stay good. Take what you need, give what you can. I'll talk to you all soon. Peace and love.